Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are really strapping in for, I think, an essential look at how wealth generation is shaping up for 2025. Specifically, how this AI explosion is just colliding head-on with the huge side hustle economy. And we're not talking sci-fi here, are we? This is about a practical blueprint, stuff that's available, like, right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That collision, it's not some future thing. It's happening now.
Right.
It's a dominant economic reality. I mean, the data we're seeing is undeniable. You've got, what, three-quarters of companies using AI already, and nearly 40% of working Americans, that's something like 80 million people have a side gig.
80 million,
And
wow.
it's not just young people either. Even, almost a quarter of boomers are doing it. So this convergence, it basically means the biggest lever you have for income growth now is, well, it's tech. It's automation.
That's it exactly. The whole game has shifted, hasn't it? It's less about doing the manual work yourself and more about being the strategic director. So our mission today, really, is to give you that blueprint, a high-value guide, but beginner-friendly, for using AI to build scalable income.
Yeah.
We're going to unpack the structure, try to get past the hype, and find those real aha moments, where automation turns low effort into, well, high-impact income streams.
Exactly. Precision is key here. We need to pinpoint the tools, the methods that give you quick value, and crucially, the ones that don't need coding or some deep tech background, so you can bypass those old barriers to entry.
Okay, so let's start with that mindset shift. It feels fundamental. If you really want leverage in this new economy, you've got to move from being the doer, the person typing every email or fiddling with spreadsheets, to being the director of workflow. AI becomes like your partner that you don't have to put on payroll, right? It lets you scale like a mini agency.
That perspective shift is absolutely critical. Yeah.
Mm.
If you stay stuck doing everything manually, you just hit a ceiling. There's only so much time. The goal here is setting up a process, something repeatable and high value just once, and then letting the AI handle the execution, like 24/7. And when you're looking at potential AI side hustles, our sources are pretty clear. There are three key criteria, things you really need for legitimacy and, long-term success.
Okay, criterion one, profitability. Where's the actual money? Where's the demand high enough that clients will pay good rates?
Well, the high demand tends to be where these AI services solve really urgent business problems. So think about things like specialized SEO optimization, or really personalized lead nurturing, even developing simple chatbots that actually generate leads. Businesses will pay well. Premium rates even when you solve a clear problem that saves them money or makes them money. Your fee just becomes, a small cost compared to their ROI.
Makes sense. Okay, second, versatility. If I'm not a tech whiz, can I actually do this stuff?
Yeah, that's the beauty of where AI tools are now. They're everywhere across different fields. It's
Yeah.
not just about coding anymore. Opportunities are popping up in, well, communication using ChatGPT to speed up writing, for instance, or creative stuff using image generation tools,
Mhm.
managing marketing campaigns. Basically, whatever your interest is, writing, art, marketing, data AI can kind of amplify what you do. It's not really a gatekeeper in the same way.
Okay. And third, future-proofing. This isn't just about making a quick buck, is it? It's about building a skill set that lasts.
Now, definitely not just quick money. This is foundational. Learning to work with AI, understanding what it can do, refining its output, fitting it into systems, that's essential to stay relevant. There's a really telling statistic, actually, from PwC, I think it was. Wages are rising twice as fast in industries heavily exposed to AI compared to those least exposed. So if you lean into this now, you're basically future-proofing your income, your career path.
That stat is compelling. But okay, let's pump the brakes just a little. Need a reality check here. Because not everything an AI spits out is gold, right? We need to talk ethics, guardrails.
Right.
This seems like what separates a real business from a, fly-by-night thing.
This reality check part,
Yeah.
honestly, it might be the most important bit for long-term success. We absolutely have to talk about the don't rely solely on AI idea. There are legal issues, practical pitfalls. First up, copyright. Let's say you generate an image or even a whole article just using a text prompt. That output, it might not actually be protected by copyright.
Why is that?
Because generally the legal view is that copyright needs human authorship, real creative input from a person.
Huh. So if I just type a prompt, hit generate, sell it as is, I can't really guarantee it's original or protected. That sounds risky.
Precisely. You could run into issues if you try to claim ownership or stop others using it. The smart way, the legal way, is to use AI to assist you, to amplify your own work. You need to apply your judgment, your editing, guide the output. That's how you get that human element for copyright. And, practically speaking, AI-only content can feel derivative, maybe even get counted as plagiarism, since it's trained on existing human stuff. Your value is in that final human polish.
Right. And then there are the errors, the infamous hallucinations, where the AI just confidently makes stuff up.
Oh, yeah. The hallucination risk is very real, especially if you're asking about niche topics or very recent events. So transparency is key with yourself and definitely with clients. Always review the output, check for accuracy, tone, misrepresentations. And when you work with clients, be upfront. Let them know AI is part of your process. But, and this is crucial, emphasize that you are the expert ensuring quality, accuracy, strategy. Clients appreciate honesty, and knowing a human is ultimately in charge.
Okay, all right, let's move into the really actionable stuff. The income streams where, like, the barrier to entry is super low. You mentioned, over a third of Americans have used ChatGPT, so the basic familiarity is already there for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. So let's start with the most obvious one, content and writing services. Using tools like ChatGPT, maybe some grammar checkers. It's a great entry point for volume work. But here's the strategic tip from the sources. Specialize. Pick a profitable niche, maybe health, complex finance, cutting-edge tech. That's how you get away from the low-paying general stuff.
Why is specializing so important if the AI can write about, anything?
Because the AI output is only as good as the prompt you give it, and crucially, the niche knowledge you have to edit it effectively. If you specialize in, say, B2B software marketing, you know the jargon, you understand the audience's pain points, you can craft prompts that generate much higher quality, less generic drafts. And that means you can charge more. You're selling expertise, not just words.
Right, and we saw that Sarah example in the source material, which really highlights the scaling potential.
Yeah, Sarah, the student, she started using AI for article drafts. First month, made about $450 writing 15 articles.
Okay, sorry.
But within 3 months, because she refined her process, and this is key, really focused her niche, she scaled up to $1,200 a month. It shows that amplification effect, right? The tech didn't replace her. It let her more than double her output and income super fast.
Okay, beyond articles, one that seems really quick and high return is resume and cover letter writing. That used to take ages.
Oh, totally. Hours and hours of drafting, tweaking, formatting with AI. That time shrinks dramatically, like maybe 20 minutes instead of 3 hours. The process is pretty straightforward. You feed the AI the client's work history, their skills, and this is the important bit, the specific job description they're targeting. ChatGPT analyzes it and spits out a tailored ATS-friendly resume draft.
Okay, hang on. ATS-friendly. Let's unpack that for anyone listening. What's an ATS and why is that the secret sauce here?
Good point. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. It's software. Almost all big companies, and lots of smaller ones now too, use it to filter resumes. Basically, it scans for keywords, specific formatting, how well the resume matches the job description, and it weeds out most applications before a human even sees them. So the secret to charging premium rates, may be $25 to $75 per resume, sometimes more, is that you're using AI specifically to beat those bots. I get the draft from the AI, but you are the human who polishes the narrative, checks the tone, makes sure the formatting is perfect. You're solving a potentially career-changing problem for the client.
Nice. Okay, moving into marketing. Email marketing campaigns, high-value service.
Huge opportunity, yeah. Because a good email sequence like a welcome series or an abandoned cart recovery flow can be worth thousands to a business, far more than your fee. You can use ChatGPT to generate really sophisticated templates for all the key sequences. Clients happily pay maybe $200 to $500 per campaign because they know the potential return. Your value isn't just typing emails, it's understanding the strategy and using AI to execute high-quality copy efficiently.
And video is big too, obviously, especially for people who maybe don't want to be on camera themselves.
Right, the whole faceless YouTube channel thing is booming. ChatGPT can brainstorm viral video ideas, write the script, generate SEO-optimized titles, descriptions, all that foundational stuff.
Yeah.
Now, you still need to hit YouTube's monetization thresholds, 1,000 subs and either 4,000 watch hours or 10 million shorts views. That's the grind. But AI does a lot of the heavy lifting on the content side to help you get there faster.
Or instead of running your own channel, you could just write scripts for existing YouTubers using AI.
Exactly. Creators are always looking for good writers. They burn out fast on that content treadmill. So you could offer a service providing like strong video hooks, full scripts maybe with timestamps for editing, the SEO titles. Earning potential there seems solid, maybe $300 to $2,000 a month, serving just a few clients who value speed and reliability.
Okay, passive income. digital products.
Mm.
Etsy printables were mentioned. Easy entry, but is it actually profitable with everyone doing it?
Well, the easy entry is the challenge. It means saturation in generic areas. But the create once, sell forever model is inherently appealing. You can use simple AI tools to design things like planners, budget trackers, coloring pages, stuff that doesn't need complex graphics. And Etsy data does suggest it works for many. Like for 38% of sellers, it's a supplementary income stream, making up around 11% of their household income on average.
But yeah, if everyone's making a basic planner with AI, how do you stand out?
That's the strategic thinking required. You don't make a basic planner. You find a defensible niche that AI can help you execute quickly, but maybe others haven't targeted. Think like hyper-specific budget trackers for, I don't know, freelance photographers, or detailed weekly planners designed for students with ADHD, social media calendars for niche local businesses. The AI helps with the design groundwork, but your brain finds the unique, profitable audience.
Gotcha. Okay, last one in this section. Audio, voiceovers, and podcast editing.
Yeah, audio quality is just non-negotiable now for anything professional. So you could offer voiceover services using platforms like 11 Labs. The quality is incredible now, expressive, different languages, hard to tell from human. And then for editing, tools like Descript are amazing. They speed things up dramatically, removing filler words like and cleaning up background noise, transcribing. That efficiency boost means one editor can handle way more clients than they could doing it all manually.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. We're moving beyond just content creation now into more like infrastructure tools. These feel like the tools that separate someone just busy doing tasks from someone actually building a scalable system, really cementing that director of workflow role.
Yeah, these next 5 are really about high leverage, building business efficiency, potentially commanding higher consulting fees. These aren't just saving you 10 minutes here and there. They're about automating whole complex systems.
Right. Tool 1, Fathom, the meeting copilot. Sounds like fancy notes, but what's the real strategic kicker?
It's way beyond just notes. Fathom records, yes, transcribes, summarizes, but crucially, it pulls out action items instantly from meetings. The immediate win is everyone in the meeting can just focus on the conversation, not scribbling notes. But the strategic value, we could call it organizational AI.
Organizational AI.
Oh.
Okay, so turning conversations that just disappear into thin air into actual searchable company knowledge. How does that scale financially?
Okay, imagine a sales team. 10 people, maybe 50 client meetings a week. Fathom turns all that talk into a searchable database. A manager can then instantly ask Fathom, summarize the key objections we heard this week across all sales calls, or what product feedback came up. That leader gets oversight without having to sit in endless check-in meetings, saving maybe 10, 20 hours a week. So the hustle for a freelancer, it could be knowledge infrastructure consulting, setting up Fathom for businesses, training teams. That's a high-value service-saving executive time.
Interesting. Okay, tool 2, Zapier. A lot of people might know this one. The veteran of workflow automation.
Zapier is like the plumbing of the modern automated business, right? Connects thousands of apps, over 5,000 now, I think. Its power is its simplicity, that if this, then that logic. You design a process once, maybe lead follow-up, data entry, onboarding clients, and it just runs 24/7. And the time saving is real. Users consistently report freeing up 25 hours a week by getting rid of manual tasks like follow-ups or copy-pasting data.
So if Zapier is the reliable plumbing, tool 3, Gumloop, visual AI-powered workflows, sounds like maybe it's the brain. How's it different?
That's a good way to put it. It's a crucial difference. Zapier connects apps based on simple triggers, right? If X happens in app A, do Y in app B. Gumloop takes it further by bringing complex decision-making into the workflow. And you map it out visually. You can design these nonlinear processes where the AI actually routes things based on different variables, you said.
Can you give an example? Like a decision Gumloop handles that Zapier might struggle with?
Sure. Think about sales or recruiting. With Zapier, a rule might be simple. New lead comes in, send welcome email. Basic. With Gumloop, it could be new lead comes in. Okay, now evaluate the lead score based on, say, company size, industry fit, budget signal. If the score is over 80, route it straight to a senior salesperson and maybe try to auto-schedule a call. If the score is lower, route it into an automated 10-day email nurture sequence instead. It's that multi-step conditional logic visualized that saves massive time. Consultants can charge good money setting up automated financial reconciliation or recruiting workflows with this.
Okay, tool 4, Cursor, This one's for people who get that code, is Ultimate Leverage, the AI code editor.
Yeah, Cursor really changes the game for development speed. It turns plain English instructions into actual usable code, and not just writing lines. It helps with refactoring existing code, even testing it. For founders who aren't technical, this means they could potentially ship a basic version of their app or feature an MVP that would previously cost a fortune and taken months to hire for. It just collapses that time to leverage.
Hold on, though. If I'm non-technical and I use Cursor to write code, what happens when it breaks? How do I debug it? Am I just swapping one problem for another?
That is a really smart question. And yeah, it's the key challenge. Cursor speeds up the writing and testing massively, but the founder still needs to understand the logic of what they're building. The tool is designed more like an assistant. It can explain the code it wrote, suggest fixes. It basically handles maybe 90% of the grunt work, letting the non-tech founder focus more on the structure, the user experience, getting to market maybe 10 times faster than trying to do it all traditionally.
Got it. Okay, Tool 5, Notebook LM, the AI research copilot. This one feels different, more about personalized intelligence.
That's exactly its strength. It works only on your data, the stuff you upload. Notebook LM creates a personalized AI assistant trained on your specific documents. Could be client interviews, internal reports, survey results, past marketing campaigns, whatever you feed it. It surfaces insights from your information, can even give you audio summaries. It turns data you just had sitting there into active, usable knowledge.
And how does that specific tool translate into making money for, say, a freelancer or a small team?
The value is acting like an instant internal strategist. Take marketing again. Instead of spending days reading through hundreds of pages of old campaign reports to plan the next one, you upload them all to Notebook LM. Then you can ask it, act like a brand strategist. Based on the highest converting themes in these reports, generate 3 new campaign concepts. Boom. Or maybe a media team uploads transcripts of their CEO's speeches. They can instantly ask it to pull out the best stories or metaphors for new content. It lets one person do the kind of deep analysis that used to require a whole research team. Okay, let's pivot slightly again. Let's talk about tools that solve those immediate beginner problems. Often free, or at least have free tiers. Really low cost, high impact starting points, no big investment needed.
Right, first things first, you need to look professional online. No side hustle gets far without some kind of digital presence, right?
Exactly. Instant credibility. That means a decent website, even a simple one. Platforms like Durable or 10web.io, they're kind of game changers here. They use AI, you answer a few questions, and bam, you get a professional-looking site. Your digital shop window, your portfolio, no coding needed, gets that foundation built fast.
Nice. Okay, next, video content. You mentioned Vizard for transforming video. Sounds like it's built for a specific service hustle.
Yeah, Vizard tackles one of the most tedious jobs in the creator world. Chopping up long videos into short, punchy clips for social media. You upload your long video, maybe an interview or a webinar. The AI chews on it, finds the good bits, and gives you back a bunch of ready-to-go reels for TikTok, Instagram, whatever. And the hustle. Offering this as a service to busy coaches, influencers, speakers, people who create long content but don't have time for the micro-content editing.
And the advice from the sources was to be upfront about using AI for this.
Right.
Why does that work? Isn't it better to pretend you did it manually?
No, because you're selling efficiency and volume, not bespoke artistry. The client in this case isn't usually looking for a creative editing partner. They want speed, consistency, and cost-effectiveness. So when you pitch saying something like, hey, I use an AI tool that can turn your 1-hour podcast into 15 engaging social clips in 24 hours, you're highlighting your strengths: speed, efficiency, leveraging smart tech. It often makes you more appealing than a slower, more expensive manual editor for this specific task.
Okay, efficiency and just day-to-day stuff. ChatGPT Writer Chrome extension for communication.
Yeah, this is all about professional speed. Good, quick communication keeps clients happy, gets you repeat business. This extension helps automate drafting replies, pitches, proposals, right inside your email or browser. Just takes some friction out of writing those professional messages, makes it faster and more consistent.
And for businesses needing help on the front lines, Tidio for chatbot setup.
This is a great little service to offer, especially to maybe Shopify store owners or local businesses. Setting up a simple, effective chatbot solves a big pain point: customer support overload and cost. Your pitch is super clear and value-driven. Want a 24/7 chatbot that answers common questions instantly, potentially cutting your support costs by handling 80% of inquiries? I can set up Tidio for you in a day. The income for that kind of setup seems to range from maybe $50 to $300 or more, depending on how complex it is to load in their FAQs and maybe some basic sales flows.
And it's important to remember, a lot of this power is actually free. to start with, especially from the big players like Google?
Definitely. Google has some really generous free tiers for their AI tools. Notebook LM, that personalized research tool, free to use while it's in its early testing phase, so you can leverage that high-end capability right now. If you're thinking about a translation service, their translation API gives you the first 500,000 characters free every month, no expiration.
500,000 characters a month. For
Yeah.
free. That's huge for someone starting out in translation. Lets you build a portfolio without costs.
Absolutely. And for transcription, their speech-to-text API gives you the first 60 minutes of audio processed free each month. These free tiers are critical. They let beginners offer high-value services and start building a paying client base immediately without needing upfront investment. You only worry about costs once you're successfully scaling up.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. How do you actually turn these tools, these ideas, into paying clients?
Yeah.
Knowing the stuff is one thing, implementing it is another. We need a plan, right? An actual roadmap.
Yeah, absolutely. We can boil it down to a really practical 7-day roadmap. The focus is totally on action, getting visible, getting tangible results, not waiting around for everything to be perfect.
Okay, walk us through it. What are the key things to do each day?
All right, day 1 and day 2. All about choosing and creating. You've got to pick one side hustle to start with. Don't try to do everything. Resume writing, niche content, chatbot setup, whatever. And then immediately create like 3 solid samples. Even if they're for fake clients or projects you invent, you need proof of work. Can't sell what you can't show.
That portfolio really is everything for a freelancer, isn't it?
It's your currency. So days 3 and 4 are about getting that portfolio online. Use something simple, Google Docs, Notion, maybe one of those free AI website builders. Just needs to look clean and professional. Credibility. Day 5 is definition time. Write out your service description clearly. What do you offer? Who is it for? And crucially, what's your price? Be firm.
Okay, now the scary part for many, day 6. Outreach. Getting visible. This takes some guts.
Basics is pure action, yeah. You have to go where potential clients hang out. That means posting genuinely helpful stuff in relevant Facebook groups, maybe sending targeted connection requests on LinkedIn with a brief pitch, applying for relevant gigs on Upwork or Fiverr. And your pitch, especially on LinkedIn, shouldn't focus on the AI tool itself. Focus on the outcome. Don't say, I use ChatGPT. Say, I deliver SEO-optimized video scripts in 48 hours, clearing your content backlog. Volume and targeting are key here.
And day 7, closing the loop.
Day 7 is follow up and adjust. Check replies. See which pitches get interest. If something isn't working, your service description, your price, your pitch, tweak it based on the feedback or lack thereof. That rapid feedback loop is how you find a market fit quickly.
What are the big mistakes people make right at the start, the things that just kill momentum?
Okay, number 1, probably the most damaging, underpricing. It's usually a confidence issue.
Yeah.
But if you charge like $5 for something, you attract terrible clients and you'll burn out instantly. You have to research market rates. Aim for realistic targets, maybe $20, $40 an hour for good niche writing, $25, $75 for a professional resume that gets results. Price reflects the value, the leverage you provide.
And ignoring the portfolio, yeah, we covered that, but it bears repeating, fatal.
Absolutely fatal. No proof, no clients. Simple as that. Another killer is just poor client communication, being slow to respond, unprofessional, missing deadlines. In any service business, great communication is honestly the #1 thing that leads to repeat work and referrals.
We should also mention that trap of falling in love with the tech itself rather than the problem it solves.
Oh yeah, building technology first, big pitfall. The successful path is almost always find a real, painful, quantifiable customer problem first. Like, our content creation is too slow, or our lead conversion sucks. Then apply AI as the most efficient tool to solve that specific problem. Don't build some cool AI thing and then wander around hoping someone needs it. Solve the pain point. AI is just the leverage.
And lastly, avoiding becoming a commodity. Offering just AI services probably won't cut it for long.
Right. As these tools get easier for everyone to use, just saying, I do AI stuff, becomes meaningless, generic, worthless. You avoid that by packaging the AI inside a valuable service that focuses on an outcome. You sell the strategy plus the implementation. You sell complete lead nurturing management. The AI is your secret weapon that makes you faster and maybe cheaper. But you're selling the result, the expertise, never just the tool. Hashtag tag outro. So wrapping this all up, the synthesis seems pretty clear, right? The people really building sustainable wealth with AI right now, they're not the ones looking for some magic button. They're the ones applying these tools strategically. They target real business problems, high-value ones, and they deliver serious leverage. 10 times the output in half the time kind of thing. AI doesn't replace the human strategy, the judgment, the creative spark, but man, does it amplify efficiency and output.
So what does this really mean for you listening right now? The opportunity isn't just knowing AI exists. It's making that decision today to actually put it to work, to use it to scale your time, scale your income, but without adding all the usual complexity and overhead. It's about using leverage to get your time back.
And yeah, if you need one last little nudge to get moving, remember that data point we mentioned earlier. Wages are rising twice as fast in the industries most exposed to AI. So if you're not actively learning how to direct these tools, how to integrate them, are you kind of by default choosing to let your income stagnate? This really feels like the moment to step up and become that high-value director of workflows. The time is definitely now.